So in this segment, we're going to be discussing Suella Braverman finally being called out over kind of the fact that she benefited from the asylum system, or her parents did, and now she's trying to tighten up that system and be really, attacking that system within her rhetoric. And so this is actual good journalism.
I just wanted to pick up on the anecdote you just gave, a very eloquent anecdote about your father, that he had no friends, no money, no passport, he wanted a better life. Do you accept...
So he's an economic migrant then, really. He's trying to escape poverty, yes, but he's trying to escape that country because of the economics that he's in. It wasn't down to real... I don't say real oppression. Poverty is oppressive, but, I don't think he was being oppressed by a specific government.
That is the story replicated throughout this migration journey. Every single one of those people has the same story that your father had. And I wonder how you could square that with your views that you have outlined this morning.
What you're suggesting is because I'm the child of immigrants, I have to adopt a position which is pro-migration and pro...
That's not what he said. He's saying, don't you see the irony that your parents were given a chance here and you benefited from that chance? Suella Braverman, being a person who says multiculturalism has failed, yet, she's a product of multiculturalism. So if multiculturalism has failed, then her life is a failure.
The status quo, and I totally and fundamentally refute that. I think that is totally at odds with the challenge, the precedented levels of people coming to our country illegally with no...
This is what they said about people back then, though. They said there's too many of them, it's a swarm and invasion. That's what they said about Jewish refugees before kind of the Holocaust. There's too many, there's a whole swarm, floods, all this kind of stuff I think the Daily Mail was running on. So her rhetoric is not that far off from some of the rhetoric we used back then. This idea the country's full, pull up the drawbridge, all of this stuff. She's feeding into it, despite her upbringing, despite the fact that she benefited from some of the more kind of favourable policies towards asylum seekers and towards immigrants. She's just, there's something toxic. There's something deeply, deeply toxic within her. And the saddest thing is she will never be accepted by the people she is trying to appeal to. Because at the end of the day, she ain't white. And I think she fails to understand that. That's the biggest irony. You can be this person who is Asian and hates who is foreign and hates other foreigners, but at the end of the day, you are still a foreigner to them. You will never be accepted by these people, and that's kind of the biggest tragedy of these sorts of people with such self-hatred. You will never be one of them.
No right to be there, gaming our system.
So you're telling me a guy who didn't know the language, didn't have a passport, had no money, did he game the system as well? Did her dad game the system? Because it sounds like it. Was he being persecuted by a government? It doesn't sound like he was. If he was, why didn't she say so? It's just tragic. Maybe I need to do some more research into her backstory, but again, she's directly benefited from the system we had, and now she's trying to tear it down. She's not trying to pull up the drawbridge. She's trying to burn it down.
Pretending to be refugee, pretending to be fleeing persecution to come to the country illegitimately.
It's just tragic, honestly. It's just, I don't want to feel sorry for her because I don't think she deserves that. I don't think she deserves sympathy. But what she's doing to other people is just wrong. And I want to go back to his question actually, because this is really good actual journalism here.
I just wanted to pick up on the anecdote you just gave, a very eloquent anecdote about your father, that he had no friends, no money, no passport, he wanted a better life. Do you accept that that is the story replicated throughout this migration journey? Every single one of those people has the same story that your father had. And I wonder how you could square that with your views that you have outlined this morning.
That no money, couldn't speak the language properly by the sound of it, no passport. And he came here. I don't know how he got here, if he claimed asylum or whatever. Again, it's a lot more... I think it's something I have to do a bit more reading on at some point. But it's just self-hatred or something. I don't know. Maybe she's doing it to... this is a pitch to the Tory party to say, elect me as the next leader. In the words of CoffeeZilla, it's a pitch! It's a pitch! I need to play that video, but yeah.
It's a pitch! It's a pitch!
Tragic. But I am repeating myself here, so I'm going to cut the video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, comment, share, subscribe, support the channel on Patreon if you can, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.
About your father.